Welcome to a DropTent Media production.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
Yo,
Okay.
yo.
Hey, what's up?
Not a lot. Big milestone week for us.
Yes, this is exciting. This is an exciting week for us. We have passed 400 subscribers.
That's true.
This is
Even
great.
more importantly, we've passed Cult of Us, the followers, Neil's long-running 100 more episodes than us podcast.
That's right.
Didn't
Yep.
even bring a cake for us to congratulate us.
No, it's okay. He just
Dick move, Neil.
it's just a silent passing of the torch, really, is what we got from that. But you know what? It's okay. Because it's like, I know, Neil, in your heart, you started Cult of Us knowing that probably wouldn't work, but it would engender another one.
You want to be a launching pad for a better podcast.
Right. Cult of Us really tested out this studio, which was really great to allow us to do our thing. So thank you, Cult of Us. We will see you likely forever.
In our rear view mirrors.
Yeah, there we go. I was going there. Thank you for taking the alley-oop. Okay.
Us Jews are known for our alley-oop skills. It's true.
Well, once again, you are one of the greatest Jewish athletes. Let us not forget.
Gaga. All right, we got to
introduce our guest.
Oh man, it's one of my favorites, one of your favorites. Hopefully,
well.
by if you haven't heard of him by the end of the hour, he'll be one of your favorites. One of the darkest comics in the Philadelphia area,
if not in the country,
in the world, maybe. Yeah, Jim Kelly is here.
Jim Kelly, hey.
Guys, thanks for having me. Thank you. Thanks, Neil. I can't believe you let them talk to you like this. Double egg them through a wall. It's blasphemy, but
we started
I
a
got your
little late.
back.
Yeah, we started a little late, so Neil has to mess with the levels and stuff, so he can't hate us with his full energy right now.
But congrats. What was the milestone again? I was not paying attention. You guys suck each other off.
400 subscribers, followers.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I know.
We're getting some semblance of popularity.
Cool.
We're very happy.
Still a
about
lot of hatred.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my
a lot
god.
of hatred. But
A
I've
lot of
been
hatred.
hearing.
We
Yeah.
have actually, Jim.
I meant online, but yes, in real life there has been some hatred too.
It has bled out. The hatred has bled out. Jim, we were talking about a little bit before we started rolling. We are embroiled into controversy currently here in the podcast. You have come visiting a podcast under fire, or maybe water, as the case may be. Do you want to explain what has happened in this recent development?
Yeah. Okay. So last week, Wednesday, my usual close to home mic was shut down for the week, so I went over to Bar 13,
an infamous open mic, which we've talked about
which
before.
Run by Fenris, a friend of the show.
Yes.
And so there was I got to see some good acts. One of them, Tiny Tate, who we've asked to be on the show.
Yes, Tiny will be on soon.
Yeah. So after her set, she went over to the bar, and I went over to ask her to be on. And like, I've only met her. This is like my second time meeting her. So I had like, hey, me and Dan D'Aprile have this podcast. And then the girl sitting next to her, who I didn't even notice, was like, oh yeah, I know. And I looked, I was like, okay, Asian girl. I think I could piece together who this is.
Right. It was an Asian girl. It was at a bar that does burlesque dancing. So you put it together.
Yeah. And I said, oh, you must be. And she's like, yep, I'm the chubby Asian. Which, as I've explained on the show, I use as a term of royalty in my house. It's
not, that is a compliment.
It's my favorite adjective noun combination.
I've heard you call them other things.
We don't need any more trouble. Your
tongue-in-cheek sarcasm is not going to help Dave's story.
But yeah, I figured, all right, I'm just gonna go overly friendly here, so maybe that'll like disarm the situation. Like, oh hey, like went up an octave. Hey, oh, nice to finally meet you.
This was the first
Puberty
time
voice.
Yeah, I've never even seen, because I've only like seen her when she tagged us in a story, like a small thumbnail.
She addressed mostly our guest Mark Wellborn, but we were tagged in a few of those.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, nice to meet you. Like, took out and she actually like took my hand and shook it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be. But then she like got the look of evil in her face and like squeezed my hand really hard, and then quickly took a swig of beer and then just all over my shirt.
Really?
Spit it
Yeah.
all over your shirt.
Yeah, spray spit all over my shirt.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah, not just a gob, just a
Yeah.
I don't mean to
spray.
cut you off mid-story, but what kind of Asian? If you
No,
can
I
specify.
actually- I don't know, and I'm not
You
gonna.
know. It's a feeling.
This is whether or not
The only
he's gonna
ones
be
I could
turned
pick
on
out
or
of a
not. This
lineup
is-
are Japanese, and I do not believe she was Japanese.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
believe
you would
so.
be able to tell.
Yeah, I don't believe she's Japanese.
Although
I-
they are filled with a vitriol, a hate,
Yeah.
if you will. So that
It would-
sounds.
It would be weird. It would be weird if she spit on him and he was like, "What type of Asian are you?"
It was
Yeah.
stocky.
That would probably earn you a second spit.
Perhaps.
But what did
I-
you say? 'Cause I
I-
think that this was fun.
I'm
Yeah, what was
probably
your
a
reaction?
very unsatisfying person to spit on, because I was just like,
Thank
well,
you.
that happened. Yeah, I don't get, like, it was fucking canned beer, so it stunk like piss, which
Yeah.
means I walked away from that situation smelling like piss. But
Do you know what kind of beer it was?
I think it
Can you
was
recall?
PBR, because I do like the special. Yeah,
PBR,
not a
yeah.
good smelling
She's
beer.
Vietnamese. Trust me.
I'm
Well,
not jumping on another fucking landmine for what
Yeah,
you're
this
saying,
is-
by the way.
this is a great point.
Like her great uncles.
I mean, I set that up.
Yeah, you got it. That was an alley-oop. You can't be mad at what you got there. I do also need to issue, as a point of order that you brought it up, I wanted to issue an apology, slight retraction from some of the things that we said in relation to this story.
Am I going to want to take her side by the end of this?
Maybe. I know you hate when people apologize for the things that they say, but this one I will,
It
because we were
depends.
slightly inaccurate in our description. And I just want to get on the record to say, we said, I've been thinking about how did we make people mad? I always think about that in the podcast. What did we say to make people mad? And in this case, we said one thing in our burlesque conversation that was inaccurate and hurt some people's feelings. And I want to apologize. We said that burlesque girls were only doing burlesque because they couldn't be strippers. And, you know, I think you said it. I'm going to lay it in your lap because it sounds like something you would say.
I think you said this one.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I didn't because I don't remember who
I
said
said that since it's considered art, that they do it more for, like, strippers do stripping for us and burlesque dancers do burlesque dancing for
I
them.
think they do it
Yes.
for the money. I don't think they're trying to make anyone happy.
strippers for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
strippers are just in it for the money. But burlesque
I
girls,
don't even really know what burlesque is. I just thought it
I
was
thought
for
it was just stripping with
strippers,
tassels.
but
Yeah.
chubbier
It's-
girls.
it is a more well, that was kind of what we said, which got
Yeah.
was what got us into trouble.
Well, the
This
only
is what-
ones I've
This
the
is what
only
Dan's
one
trying to
I've-
backtrack on.
That's sort of the conclusion we came to that I'm trying to apologize
We're
for.
taking one step forward and 8 steps back
I
with
would
this
like to
apology.
apologize for my
Maybe I should have
incorrect.
the retraction on the Jim Kelly episode was the problem. Why would you apologize?
But this is your apology anyway. I said
Yeah.
what I said.
I was saying, I know.
lived-
I'm just
I lived
saying,
in the moment.
if I said that, it was inaccurate, and I apologize. Burlesque dancers, you're not just chubby strippers. You do way more interesting things on stage than strippers do. You do like cool, like
I don't know exactly.
Halloween
know, like,
ghoul
yeah, what do they
themed
do?
stuff.
Ghoul? They're ghoul. They're
yeah, explain to us.
What does that
what's
mean?
the
They're
cool stuff
stripper
they
Like
do?
ghouls?
a stripper normally won't get like super crazy. Like a stripper will dress up like a sexy postal worker, like a sexy witch or something, and then
Okay.
she'll take it off and she'll strip. But burlesque dancers will do like high concept shit where it's like
annoying.
yeah, well, listen, in the context of this apology, Jim, no, not annoying art. So I would say apologies to you, burlesque. You are not just chubby strippers; you are dancers. And I think that I, as a comic, would call myself a chubby failed actor. So I sympathize with you. It's sort of if anyone's a chubby failed anything, it's me. Please forgive me, burlesque dancers. Do not spit on me.
Yeah,
Thank
we're all
you.
just chubby clowns.
Yeah,
Speak
right.
for yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, you have
No,
got
but
like
I mean,
a body
I
fat
it just
ratio.
sounds like comic is, if anything, slightly below burlesque dancer. So
Right, I agree. See,
Yeah.
that's kind of where we always operate. Like we're not on a pedestal punching down from
No.
anyone.
I
We're
think-
always in the gutter.
I think comedy, there's a higher ceiling for comedy, but a way lower floor for comedy.
Yes.
I
Fair
think
enough,
burlesque
yeah.
is way more compacted.
like I've never heard of a famous burlesque dancer. Does that exist?
Yeah, well, I guess not like widespread famous, but there are like within the world.
The regional circuit.
yeah, within the burlesque world, there are famous.
It's
burlesque
like the
dancers.
same level of like guys who are good at drifting cars.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not gonna know his name,
I'm
but
swinging
right.
tassels around for nationals next year.
It's in a high school gym.
Yeah,
Not a good one.
We did not let you get a good apology off, did
That's
we?
okay. It was about as good of an apology as I was going to be able to muster. But I'm trying. It's the effort, right? It's not that you can see. It's that you're trying to be a better person, and I think the burlesque ladies will appreciate that. Oh, and to that end, we have reached out. I don't want to make any promises or guarantees, but we have reached out to the offended party, the individual who we offended, and we have asked her if she would be interested in perhaps discussing that with us over Skype.
Definitely
we haven't heard
Skype.
back yet, but if we do, you guys will be the first to see it here on the Weekday Comics.
Yeah, there's just a lot of electronic equipment down here. We can't have fucking liquids flying about. But definitely Skype. No, but
Yeah.
I have no ill will. Like,
You got
I
spit
said
on.
a
You were
thing.
assaulted.
I said a thing. I probably could have used a more endearing adjective.
Right.
Voluptuous. I mean, to me, that's a synonym.
Gross.
In the context of the apology.
I have no idea who
Jim.
this is,
Yeah.
so I'm just
No, this is great.
blanketing.
No, this is
This is a fictional person in my mind, and it looks like my mother. So.
At the time, it was fictional to me too. I know it was
Right.
attached to a real person. Yeah, but I said it.
You were speaking particularly about an individual.
A
Well-
rumor that I heard.
Okay, so it's attached to this person
Yes.
personally. Okay,
right.
that's
And
different.
technically, we cleared the rumor. The rumor was not true, and we
Yes.
cleared the air officially on that rumor, which I would be happy about.
Was
if
that
the rumor
post
No, that
Waterworks or
done. No, the only person that gets
that would have
wet,
been?
the only person that gets wet in this story is Dave.
no. Mark actually got the beer can thrown at him later.
Oh,
I did hear about that too. Is
That's
that
right.
part of the story?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Same
Oh,
night,
Yeah.
same person.
Yes.
Damn.
I tried to defend
She's
him.
2 for 2.
Yeah. That's why it's going to be Skype. But but listen,
She
this-
sounds cool, to be honest.
She actually, honestly, I met her before. She was cool before, she assaulted my co-host, which is fine. Well,
Yeah.
see, you were technically, this is an assault, right? But we
I-
don't care. We're trying to, in the spirit of friendship, we're still going.
Feelings?
Yeah,
I mean, it was my favorite hoodie.
that's okay.
But-
You've spilled beer on that hoodie before.
Yeah. I mean, I just have to wash it, which I figure you could get a few wears out of a hoodie before it goes in. That's just my take.
Even covered in PBR, you think you'd rock a
No,
hoodie?
not now. I'm saying now
Yeah,
I
you
have
have
to wash it after one wear. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. I didn't get enough mileage out of this
Oh,
hoodie.
100%. Yeah.
What kind of hoodie was it?
It was my 2021 Sixer City edition.
Okay.
Yeah.
You love that hoodie.
I love that hoodie. It was last present given to me by my dead dad.
And now
No,
it's
Oh, wow.
no, it wasn't. He
Oh.
died fucking 15 years ago.
now,
Where's that jersey?
now it's a little less soft
Yeah,
it's
because
true.
you washed
a little
it. That's the
crusty.
worst.
I know.
I just washed this one, and you could feel it on the inside. It's not cool.
Oh,
yeah. Clothes need to be worn down to be truly appreciated, and washing it ruins them.
I
yeah.
actually got spit on beer in this, and that's why I had to wash
I don't.
it.
Yeah. Well, let's
Oh, really?
let's
Yeah,
talk about
paid
your
for it.
comedy
Who
for a little while, because you probably
Oh,
get
God.
spit on by women all the time because of your comedy.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. No, I haven't. I've had nearly 0 incidents.
Nearly
few-
zero.
Yeah,
no,
ones
you-
that I was able to
Let's talk-
quell on stage by calling a woman the C word or something to
You
really
can say it
calm
on. You can
the
say it on this.
tensions. Oh no, I would never.
No,
No, but I really haven't. I feel like I try to do a good job of like disarming it either before or after a joke that might be a little bit on the line, if you will. But yeah, I mean, I've had some heckles and stuff, but
Yeah.
nothing that's expected.
Nothing you couldn't punch your way out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also start strong, and you have a very strong voice and a very strong point of view. So I think,
And I'm not afraid to hit women. So it just
there we go.
been training Muay Thai for no other reason. I'm kidding. I would never.
Never take up an ethnic dance form.
Yeah. See, but though you do sometimes start your sets in a similar manner where the audience just gets that like haymaker to start, and it's like, oh, you know exactly what you're in for. It's hard to be like, I've sometimes started with like light stuff and then moved into dark stuff, and then the audience can hate you because they're like,
I
You told
don't
these
think
sweet
that I've
jokes.
tried that. Like
I don't think
just
yeah.
like I don't think that works.
You don't. Yeah, you don't.
I
do
don't.
soft.
I think it's really hard to pepper in like dark stuff
Yeah, I agree.
because if you're not leaning into it, I feel like it's just you're gonna catch them by surprise and it's very off-putting.
It switches.
But it's
the
also like
tone.
I don't know. Like I try to play around with it. Is like go one direction, and it might like I don't know offend someone or whatever. And then if you can try and write a joke or a tag or something or a subsequent joke that's latched onto it, going the complete opposite, It's like if you offend both parties, how can they be?
Yeah.
They're never going to join together to hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this guy's all right.
Right. And it shows that it's like you're not trying to grind an axe or go for like clapter or be on any one person's side. Like you are just a comic trying to make jokes from a dark point of view, but a lot of people get that confused because they start taking it personally, right? So by making fun of everybody.
You always try to your writing's really strong, so your goal is to write funnier than offensive.
Right.
So if something's like an 8 on the offensive level, then your joke has to be like a 9 on the funny.
And I feel like when I first started, it was really difficult to figure that out, and it was kind of like, okay, how do you not get shock and stuff out of like just going dark? And it's like it's less so. I feel like I've become less so offensive, more so dark. Like I'll talk about dark things like cancer or whatnot, but like things that have affected me, like going through that with my dad and stuff, and like I can try and find humor in it. It's just how it's kind of worked for me, and it kind of makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's cathartic in a way, right? Like I have jokes about my dead dad too, and it's
I have jokes about your dead dad.
Yeah, and they're better than mine. Fuck you. No, but yeah,
you got to learn to distance yourself.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier now.
Yeah. Do you have a dead dad joke?
I think all of my jokes lead back.
Yeah, right. No, I think that probably informs in some way. But yeah, I mean, it is cathartic. It feels good in a way to take that, like, even if it isn't like a damaging story or event that you lived, just that dark impulse in your mind, like that weird thing that makes you want to laugh at the accident or whatever on the side of the road. Like, it's cool to be able to translate that, because a lot of comedy is like being like trying to get that thing that everyone experiences. But what you're doing is you're trying to bring people to a place that they're not always comfortable admitting that they have, like that dark thought in the back of their mind.
Yeah, I have a lot of dark thoughts too. So it's nice that it is cathartic to get them out on paper. And
what would be your outlet if you didn't have comedy?
Murder. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm not a very like negative person or anything like a person. Like
you're not,
but I guess I bottle it.
Yeah, you shove it all down.
I don't know. I also like the difficult aspect of it. Like it's hard to make someone laugh at a child getting hit by a bus or something. But if you can, it's like it feels like, okay, I just hit a home run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it feels like you had to dig for it, then like doing something surface level or whatever. And but it is also really hard to not be lazy. There's a lazy way to do it. And it's like a lot of times I'll write a joke and like, oh, this is just too like shocking or stupid or lazy. And then I don't know, there's definitely a right way to do it. But I have this thing like my dad has had cancer the last couple years, and I talk about it a lot on stage. I have a bunch of jokes, and it's like if I talk about it, he can't die. It's like a shield thing. It's not real. It's something internal.
Right. Sure.
But yeah, it's something I've thought. When did your dad die?
When he heard your joke about your dad having cancer.
He actually killed himself.
Yeah, he didn't like it very much. No, my dad died right at the very end of lockdown, like that. The winter before the world opened up back up.
So it was couldn't even count him as a COVID statistic.
21.
No, he just had he had like a hole in his heart that they had never seen, and then he had like a mild heart attack. But like when you have a hole in your heart and you have a little heart attack, you're just done. So that's what happened to him.
Did your mom leave him or something?
Like 20 years ago, and I'm sure it didn't do wonders for his heart. It stressed him out. She's watching tonight. Hi, Mom.
Left a hole in his heart.
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, so it was funny because I had been working on a joke for the longest time that never went anywhere about him talking to me about him dying. And then I like just could never get it to work. And then he died. And then like a month or two later, I ended up writing the joke that is now like my dead dad joke. I never found all that stuff about him talking about it. And same thing. I was kind of like, well, I guess this joke never materialized. My dad died before I wrote the joke about him talking about dying.
Yeah, it's very. I have one joke that's it's a pretty long bit about like my dad, like cancer battle and stuff, and I typically only tell it when he's there, and it involves his penis a lot too, which is fun.
Does it feel dirty if he's not there or something?
But every single time he like chokes up and tears up, and it fucking almost gets me when I'm on stage. I want to kill him.
Yeah, right, because you have to have, especially with your point of view, sort of a level of like icy detachment. Like, icy is not the right word because there is a lot of like of yourself in the joke, but you do sometimes have that like a detached delivery style.
Yeah.
Which kind of tells the audience like you're in safe hands, right? Like I'm not just saying random shit to shock you. I'm talking, but I know exactly what I'm doing. And I think that your dad
sometimes I black out on stage. I don't know, dude. It's happened a lot recently where I got off. I'm like, dude, I don't know what just happened the last.
Well, you
15
do a lot of
minutes.
those brewery shows. Those brewery beers fucking hit, right?
That's true.
I did one recently, but I was dead sober. And same thing. I felt like I got off stage like, dude, I can't remember anything I said. It was a good set.
That's
so
probably
fine,
good.
but
Yeah.
If you're
It's
just
just
on
like,
autopilot, that means you're probably
doing all right.
Yeah, it's when it's silence that makes you snap out of it.
Right. That makes you start realizing like every second.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That's everyone's process.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
But yeah, I feel like with yours, like you said, it is tougher because if you start and the audience like isn't hitting on the dark stuff, like it can be like you have to really battle back. You know what I mean? Like if the comic before you is doing completely sweet, like adorable stuff and the audience is eating it up. Now, sometimes they might just love the palate cleanser of you coming in and being dark, but sometimes you must get up there and be like, oh, they want more of that. And I don't really have that for them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have like, especially the last, like, I don't know, year or two, really tried to build in like versatility. So it's not just like a dark, depressing set where it's like, I have a lot of like Crowdwork bits and stuff now.
Oh, cool.
That I've worked on the last like year specifically. I have a lot of jokes now struggling about my sexuality. I don't know why. They've just been coming to me naturally. Like a lot.
Yeah. More so since you got down here, I understand.
So it's been fun to try and be like a little bit versatile. And I've been doing a lot of like winery and brewery shows. And they're just, it's a different audience too. So it's, I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to be able to, it is nice when you like kind of curate your set to like what you think is going to work for that audience, whether you're doing it like beforehand or like as you're getting ready, like you're seeing what's working for comics before you and stuff. But I feel like it's also just such a crapshoot because sometimes you think that's okay, they're liking this, I'm going to go that direction, and then you do it, and it's just not your night or whatever it is.
It's my favorite game in comedy. What you're talking about, that like planning.
But when you do guess it right, it feels like it was all on you.
Yeah.
In a sense. It's
yeah.
like kind of rewarding.
100% because you feel like you lined the shot up and took it. Like sometimes you go and you have to change it on the fly or you do the wrong jokes, but you switch it up and then you still win the set. But you come off and you're like,
sorry, I had a bit of a hang.
Oh.
Did you eat it?
It's in my hand. It's going to stay there.
Put it in your
I don't know
pocket.
where to flick it. I don't know where to flick it.
Put it in your pocket. Save it for later.
That's true. Yeah. Give me a piece of paper.
Well, there we go.
Fuck, we're live.
We are live. Thank you.
Savages.
That was there a moment in history.
This is disgusting.
I couldn't get him off the camera quick enough. I was like, oh my God, right now.
Well, it is official. We are no longer leading the cult of us and followers. We lost followers.
All right.
There's not a smooth way to do it.
I've taken you off. You are not on air.
It's gone now. It was a little too clung to a little fucking novel.
All right.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I love picking my nose, but not on camera.
Not on the live podcast.
I didn't. There was no penetration. This is YouTube. There's no penetration on YouTube. But where were we? Oh yeah,
I was saying like that when you plan your set prior to getting up and you try to like call your shots, you look at the audience, you look at the comic that went up before you or the couple comics, and you pick the right one. I agree. There's nothing better.
Do you want to be for everyone though, or do you look at some people and be like, "I'm glad you don't enjoy my stuff"?
Oh, definitely.
I knew that about you.
I mean, there's like, I feel like it's kind of universal, I guess, with almost everyone, unless you're like very clean or whatever. It's like you want like a 85 or 90-10 split, maybe a little bit more.
I'd say less.
Sometimes
for me at least. Yeah.
Like nothing's better than when you get like you have like a really dirty joke or really dark joke and you get like really good laughs, some claps, and then also some groans at the same time, where it's just kind of like a crescendo of different sounds.
Yes. Something you do, I have one joke that does this, and it's one of my favorite jokes, and you have many that do.
Make people laugh.
Yeah. No, I do not have one. Joke that does that. But it's like when you have a dark punchline and you play with like pauses and silence so well that you deliberately sometimes will let the audience get slightly ahead of you by like half a second, and you make them come to the dark punchline you're about to say. Like you give them that time to realize it before you say it. And that's when I feel like you get the best groans, because it's like you've successfully put your dirty thought into someone's head before you actually said the words. You know, I love
it's like I'm
love
grooming them.
Yes, exactly.
That's for underage shows only. Speaking in front of this kindergarten class.
Do
Do you have that Hollywood skill? That fucking Hollywood casting agent skill?
I don't know.
You're gonna grow up all right.
Couch,
You're gonna grow up all right. Yeah.
Let me show me your license.
There's already been
turned 18 today.
There's
Wow.
already been penetration on this couch tonight.
Yeah, and body fluid, kind of.
I did wash
Disgusting.
since then.
Oh man.
Yeah, 'cause-
Do you find with, I know that you have you consider really close, like carefully what clips you post and things like that to the internet. Do you find when you're doing dark stuff that kind of limits, like we sometimes have to do that when we're naming our episodes and stuff? We have to consider like how we're going to battle the algorithm, like how we might be like not seen if we do a news story where the punchline is something about, like, you did a great one that was about a trans issue, and it was on the side of the Allies last week. The Allies being, you know, Great Britain and the United States in World War II.
Great Brittany.
Yeah, and it didn't do it didn't do well. The joke is what I'm saying. Much worse than my jokes this week. And but maybe because it got suppressed. Do you feel like when you're doing like dark stuff, it adds in like a challenge to your marketing as a comic?
I don't know, because I don't really understand the algorithm.
Yeah, neither.
It doesn't, like, my algorithm. I was talking about this on podcast yesterday. Is like right now, if I go on my Instagram, I can almost guarantee you that in the like feed page, there will be at least one square where there is a sexy little person twerking. And I don't know what I've done to cultivate this.
I don't know what you've done right, but
dude, it's weird. And it's starting to flip me a little bit. Like, my girlfriend's taller than me, and that's becoming a problem.
Right. Yeah.
We might have ruined your algorithm, because now you're going to get midget burlesque instead of midget strippers, and that's
Finally you learn what burlesque is.
And it's the superior art.
Well, I think what it
Even
is
smaller.
is I'm planning a bachelor party the beginning of November for my best friend, and we're going down to Florida, and I've been looking up. I wanted to get some strippers to the Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I was like looking for 50%
50%
deal.
stripper. Yeah, like a small...
And it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Though same price.
Same price?
Yeah.
just a torso.
Same price.
You can get
But,
double the amount if they're all half
There's
the size.
surprisingly a lot more than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine.
You can take
'Cause
your
they're
pick of the
niche
litter.
out.
They're all the runt.
I don't think we're allowed to call them a litter.
But no, dude, I it's become not like a fetish, but I think I'm into it now, dude. Like I'm not much taller than a
no, yeah. Well, you're not a very tall
dwarf.
Little person. They're all are dwarves and midgets both little
that sounds
people?
so.
I don't
fucked
like
up.
it either,
don't
but
like
I mean,
that.
it's not up to me to decide.
right.
Yeah, but if someone called me a little person, I'd be pissed.
right. Yeah, me too.
I would be confused.
Like, Neil, you're tall. If you called me a little person, oh, that hurt my feelings real bad.
100%.
I'd rather just be called like a short bitch. Like 100%.
Petition to change midgets to short bitches.
Wait, we already found out bitch doesn't work as YouTube titles.
Yeah, it can't be a
short
title.
bitch would be a great title.
Would be a great title. I feel like
it is weird. The algorithm, it's so weird how like there's such strange like and shitty content. There's like, you can watch videos of like people getting stabbed in the face, but it's like you can't curse in a video. Like, there's nothing more frustrating to me than seeing someone replace a curse word with a innocuous.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does. It really bothers me.
Like, I got put on a child safety list because of a joke I told, and then you can keep scrolling through TikTok and see a priest fucking tossing a baby up in the air like a pizza over a fucking dipping. That's that bird bath, the baptism water. Yeah. And it's like, that priest is gonna rape that
Jewish
kid.
guy over
Yeah.
here.
I know, right?
The bird bath.
Yeah.
What's
that Catholic bird bath you guys use?
I'm saying, I told a joke and a dude's flinging a baby up in the air. That's not a child endangerment fucking
right
list. But my joke,
your
if there was a frightened little kid standing next to me when I was telling the joke,
that would be one thing. But also, like, your joke was probably about, like, you know, domestic politics or like geopolitics or something.
It
Like,
was
what
about
kid is
pedophiles.
Oh, okay. Well, there
But it
you
was
go.
against
Yeah.
pedophiles.
So
I
there
feel like
go.
you might run into that a lot because you're doing, well, I guess now you too,
Yeah.
such topical stuff all the time on like videos where it's like, okay, that's trending. So I feel like there's definitely like an eye on certain keywords or whatever, especially if you're talking about something political. I don't know, it sucks. I feel like it was cool for a while and now it's gotten kind of lame.
Yeah.
There's
Like
some-
in terms
yeah.
of like what's being censored or promoted and whatnot. It's kind of a
Although,
crapshoot,
yeah,
but
It really
I
is.
still haven't figured out the algorithm, like, because like Dan did, I think, like a Taylor Swift joke last week, and that one got like, I guess there's some stuff that's got so much traffic that your shit's just never going to be seen.
it's not going
So
to
it's
break
like
through.
it's got to be stuff that's like kind of out there, but like
Right.
not something that's just jammed in your face repeatedly. Because yeah, your Taylor Swift joke got like 12 views,
I know.
but yeah, like a Trump, which people care a lot less about politics than they do Taylor Swift for whatever reason. So yeah, the Trump stuff all fucking does
Does
big
really
numbers,
well.
but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really weird with that stuff, and I feel like
Try not to care about it. I feel like
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just like you're just chasing your tail, and it's kind of shitty.
Well, it's funny. Every once in a while, you'll meet that comic that is like they feel like they've got it like figured out, and they've got like the strategy, and they try to tell you the strategy. And that's when I feel
It's
like,
kind of lamer.
yeah, I agree.
Kind
That's
of
when I feel
bums
like a
me out.
boomer. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, in a lot of ways you can get really successful knowing the ins and outs of that, and in a way we all kind of need to know a lot about that. But like focusing on that feels so like antithetical to like.
Yeah, I'd rather
what
be on
we
the
like.
periphery.
It's-
Like,
Yeah.
you're not dumb, you're not super ignorant about it, but you're not entrenched in.
Yeah, like I could promote my
the
shows.
algo.
Yeah, I just want enough followers that people will see me as like a draw, because that's the big lie right now. You see comics that have like 50,000 followers, and you're like, I'm going to book that guy, and then nobody comes out to see them because that thing isn't a real
It's all
number.
It's
Yeah.
a short attention span thing. You like, because I like, yeah, I got like those 10,000 followers, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, like I got 1 million followers, like a
Right, when
million
you got a
views on this
million
one
views.
video. I'm gonna start a fucking podcast now. I got 3,000 followers from it, and I think because your buddy Rob, like, because he's got a shit ton more than me, but he did like a special, like it that didn't have the greatest attendance. These people have a 15-second at a time relationship
Right.
with you. They don't
Right.
have the attention span for an hour of you or whatever.
Right. It's how do you get, and that's the big question, right? How do you get those people from that
Yeah.
to the, getting like, I don't know, like Shane and the dogs, you know what I mean? Or they'll walk through glass, to see him do like a 5-minute set, whatever. So it's like, how do you make that jump? I think that's what like we're all going for, but that's kind of to what you say. Like if you find your people, like if you're going for everyone, you're going to have a lot of a harder road than if you're looking for your audience.
Yeah.
Right now you got to connect and find your audience, but once you do, I feel like you get rewarded by them.
Well, I feel like it also kind of got so saturated, like especially
Mhm.
comedy and stuff, where it's like you can't even trust like anyone who just has a lot of followers to be like
Right.
worthy of buying a ticket and
Right.
getting a babysitter or whatever. Like luckily for like a lot of the people we know, like Rob or whatever, they're great comics. So
Right.
It makes it. I feel like people have gotten burned from that. Like I feel like I think it was kind of big in the last couple of years, like YouTubers like doing
Yeah.
like I don't even know how it works, but getting booked at comedy clubs
You'll see it,
to
yeah.
do bullshit, like not even real stand up, and then they get a bunch of people out maybe one time, and then they're never coming back out again because they just got burned by a shit quality,
Right.
thinking that like, oh, they make funny videos,
Right.
it
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily translate.
Totally.
Which goes good into a point I wanted to bring up this week. It should be legal to shoot YouTubers.
Well, technically,
agree.
we have a guy who got off. He was
yeah.
he was ruled self-defense for shooting a YouTube prankster.
It gets me off too.
Yeah, I mean,
I
was great.
love it.
Those people were the worst.
It's not pranks. It's assault half the time.
Right. Yeah, half the time
And
they're spitting beer on people's Sixers hoodies. You know.
Oh man, I got pranked so fucking good. I didn't even see the camera.
You did? You got pranked? You got YouTube pranked?
Well, no, he got
The-
beer spit all over him.
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah.
By a mad
by a
Vietnamese
YouTube
woman.
prankster, by a YouTube prankster, not a stripper. I mean, a burlesque dancer. Yes. So I don't know. I feel like we should shoot more YouTube pranksters.
I think it should be legal to shoot all YouTube pranksters, even the ones that aren't like this one wasn't.
Is there any good ones anymore? I feel like that's kind of a dead art too. It's like
It's there's the kid that just walks into people's houses, but he does it in London or whatever, where it's illegal to shoot trespassers or some shit.
Yeah, there are a bunch of bitches over there.
I know.
That's some bullshit.
Fucking,
Man.
that's why we're
Fucking
US
beans
of
on
A now.
toast.
You walk into my house, I'm blowing you
Dude,
away.
nothing disgusts me more than a British person.
I would love to fucking watch a YouTuber get bayoneted. Or
I would watch that TikTok 100%. I bayonet YouTubers.
I know the one didn't even die. Like, I don't even like. I need to hear about them dying too, so I can click on that video without knowing that it's not generating pennies for them.
Right. Well, the YouTuber that got shot, the
I
YouTuber
respect that.
yeah, right. No, don't monetize their death, right? Yeah.
No, monetize the death.
Yeah.
But that just goes. I'm okay if their fucking family, gets it, even though they did a terrible job raising them. But it's not them.
Yeah, it won't
It's-
continue.
Yeah.
To that, the YouTuber who got shot, he's in the hospital. He survived.
Yeah, he lived.
And
right?
he said
Yeah, so
he was like, I'm not going to stop. This is my job, and I love it, and I'm going to keep pranking people on YouTube.
But like, what was the prank? He just went up to a guy with his phone in his face. That's not a prank. That's just you being a dick.
Yeah.
That's
Plus-
like this Gen Z thing that where they're like, this prank comedy is like just awkwardness, where it's just you create an awkward situation and people go, and then it's like that.
The only guy I respect who does this, have you guys ever heard of Infobren?
No.
Oh, I love this guy. He goes up to like, he must live in, he's got to be somewhere in like the Pacific Northwest in like meth country, something, because he goes up to these wild looking people at Walmart and he'll just try and convince them that he knows them, but it's like he's talented at it. So it's fun. There's something there. There's fun.
Yeah.
Well, if there's talent, because that's the big problem
Like,
with
he's
the
really good
social
at
media.
it.
People want the fame without talent.
Right.
If you have a
Yeah.
talent,
right,
by all means, show it on fucking TikTok.
Unless
or
you're
whatever.
hot, then you can just be hot. And that's
Yeah,
fine
but,
too.
oh my,
Like,
thank
yeah, of
God
course.
for and
yeah,
they
just
and look at their name, type it into Google, type OnlyFans. You'll find something with them. They all have their titties out.
well, so
have you ever subscribed to an OnlyFans?
I've never, but I
No,
find
never
everything. I find everything.
the
leaked.
I'm a fucking porn bloodhound.
I was disillusioned when I learned I didn't like these videos, but there was that rash of videos, they're probably still coming out, where like hot girls work out in like super hot gym outfits and then try to shame guys from just like glancing in their direction. And almost every single time that girl is an OnlyFans girl and they're promoting their OnlyFans. And it's like, you're a professional whore and you're dressed like a slut at the gym. Why
you
are
might
you
as well do burlesque?
And you could, as a legitimate art independent of your own.
I like when girls dress hot at the gym, dude. It is, you definitely lift a lot heavier when hot chicks around you. There's science there.
It's
Your
gotta be,
testosterone
right?
raises for sure.
As like as someone
Like
who
when I go to the
thinks
gym, sometimes and it's just a bunch of dogs. I'm like, oh man, I do not feel like this.
I'm doing 15 on the elliptical.
You see a
I'm
couple
leaving.
babes, you're like, okay.
I should just play video games all day.
There's like an innate instinct to want to like impress a hot girl. Like I think it definitely.
I believe that. I think that's definitely true. I bet you get a
written
harder.
any papers on it, but I'm pretty sure there's definitely one out there that would verify.
You get a harder, like you can push yourself that much harder if you
Really,
think
yeah,
like on a biological level.
You can lift
sure.
more when the blood's all flowing somewhere else. That doesn't scientifically sound plausible.
I don't know, but yeah, that's a weird one too. I don't like. Are those even real? Like, are they actually getting mad, or are they just bullshitting?
I think that's all bullshit, right?
Whatever.
It's all fake.
And then there's guys making videos calling them out, and then
yes.
there's reaction videos.
Yes.
Dude, there's nothing worse than when you're trying to watch like a funny video or something, and there's someone doing a reaction to it.
Hate it.
Fuck off.
Hate it.
Reaction. They took. I don't know. I know reaction videos started with 2 Girls 1 Cup, and that made sense. But just filming yourself staring blankly at nothing that's disturbing or anything like that.
I've seen like people like reaction videos of people watching stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just watch the stand-up comedy? Like why?
I've had a few, and they've all been complimentary. But at the same time, fuck off. Stop getting clicks. Those are my goddamn clicks.
Right. You get those clicks.
I wonder how many views 2 Girls 1 Cup would get if it like went viral now, where it's sharing via like social media. Because you shared 2 Girls 1 Cup by inviting your buddies over to literally look at your family computer and show them that video.
Yeah,
dude, that video changed my life. I showed that to hundreds of people.
For the
I showed
better.
it to my dad recently for the first time. 1 guy, 1 jar.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, I haven't heard of
yeah,
One
one
Guy,
heard-
One Jar.
It was
Yeah.
that was a that
That one will
title
get
was
you
added.
hungry.
Yeah, that one was the title was added well after the video. Like the video had been out for years
What's-
and years.
What was it
happens in
originally
One Guy,
called?
One Jar?
It was just called like the jar video. Like it was just like everyone knew what it was because there aren't too many videos of a guy rupturing a jar in his butthole.
Give me the PvP. What happens in?
You just heard it.
he
Yeah,
puts
that's
a
it.
jar in
A
his
guy
butthole.
The guy
puts a jar
sits
in
on
his
a jar
butthole,
and it
and it shatters while he's sitting on
So
it.
does he live?
doesn't matter.
The video stops.
Not
so-
important.
Probably not. Yeah, I
probably
think
not.
glass
Did you-
shards in your butthole. I think it's a one-way ticket out of here. I think, right?
I'm trying to think of, Mr. Hands was like one of the first ones. That
Mr.
made
The
me,
guy that got
Hands.
fucked by a horse. to
yeah, it
death,
made
right?
me lose respect for cowboys. I can't get into Yellowstone because of that. I just think they're banging all the
We
horses.
watched that
yeah.
one on my first podcast.
That's hilarious. And yeah, that was watched. That one came out when I was in college. But right, everyone gathered around a computer watching it. And he dies after the video, and you can hear the noise he makes in the video, like
when it
probably
gets that
the one
nice thrust in.
when it's like, oh, that's where you're
Oh.
dead. Like that's where you just died.
I heard
And
the
it's
guy's
like,
last
it's
words.
disturbing.
I heard the guy's last words were, "Did he come?" I'm not even joking.
Well, hey,
Dude,
listen,
I
those are
think
great
they
last
like
words.
with that story they uncover. It's like a whole ring of guys who
Right.
pay like lots of money to they videotape each other fucking horses,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. It's like a cool guy thing to do.
They broke the first rule of
Ugh.
Horse Fucking Club, though. They fucking filmed it. Yeah,
Yeah. 100%.
Horse Fucking Club. That's
Yeah, Horse Fuck,
obviously
there
the
we
title
go.
for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't like I wonder how many inches I can take. That's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, I remember that video vividly. I think I found that on like when Joe Rogan was like doing like a forum where he like participated with people, and he like uploaded that. My friend was like, I guess was like a Rogan guy, was like, check it out. And I was like, the guy from News Radio does a podcast?
Yeah.
I remember having that thought when I watched that video. And now,
So with these horse fucking videos, do they have to like foreplay the horses to get, or do our horses naturally sexually
I
attracted
think they just
to
see a
man
hole and they're
butt? Okay.
Yeah,
the
they
horses
go
are
for
just
it.
good to go at the sight.
I mean, the ones I'm around.
Well, I have seen like horses just have like random boners, like and stuff. So that happens. I've looked, Neil. Yeah.
So they're all like 12-year-old
so I'm sure
boys.
it's like you just hang out and you're like, there it is. Time
Yeah, they
to
smell
go.
like Axe body spray, and
Yeah, the horse doesn't have to uncomfortably adjust its saddle or whatever. Oh, damn it, not now.
it's just like I long for the days where a buddy's fist were enough. Fucking
It's just not. You know what I mean? It's just not.
Is this how you got best man treatment for the Bachelor?
Yeah, they've got a nice a couple of permissive stables down there in Florida for the bachelor party.
I'm at the buddy's fist or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Is this your first bachelor party plan?
yeah, first one I've been the best man for.
Sucks, doesn't it?
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's emailing 20 different people.
Yeah, do you get
and hoping to
hoping to get 8 guys to get their plane tickets on time, and they all missed the window where it was cheap and stuff. They're all a bunch of morons. Great guys, love them.
Yeah.
Idiots. And yeah,
That's funny.
organize everything.
You don't
but,
have to
like,
deal with maybes. The
it
maybes
lucked
are
out
the
though. I was
fun-
able to find like a quick Airbnb with a pool and a hot tub and shit. Like
Hell
real
yeah.
first night, so I was like perfect. I got flights. I was like, I'll worry about me and the and the groom, and then
Everybody else can get down
yeah.
themselves.
Now, yeah, I think they all booked it, so we're all good. We're all set. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass trying to get 8 people to do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I'm never forming a close friendship with anybody else.
The only friend that I was in line to be a best man for eloped when he was in the military. So I've only ever been a groomsman, never had to be a best man.
That's
So-
the fucking friend we all need.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam.
I mean, that's what I would do too. But at this point, I don't know who I'd ask to be a best man. So I would just like,
Well,
just-
I'm flattered,
yeah.
but I think I'm busy that day.
you
So.
probably at this point you'd have to be in the party, but you're not my fucking best man. Get out of here.
That's very presumptuous. Dan.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to reject it before,
I mean, it would have to be someone that I know I look better in a tux than. That's your leg up.
There you
But-
go. I have that. I've got that going.
So
for me.
Jim's fucking.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. You're not even.
I'm
in the
having a
group
signed
party.
seating, and Jim's outside of the fucking church during my wedding.
Oh,
You gotta work. You gotta work the reception.
You gotta-
DJ.
No.
You just got to bring in whores from the outside to the reception. To the reception. Yeah.
Oh man. This was a while ago now. This was last Philly's Funniest, not this one. Did you enter this
No.
year? I didn't
No,
think so.
I didn't
Yeah.
think so.
Last Philly's Funniest, we competed on the same night and you had like the best set of the night. And it was so fun to see. Like there was like Certified Killers, friend of the show, Jake Matera was the host. And God love him, but he went up there, he gave his like jokes that were on his special. And they were the audience was kind of like, yeah. And then I went up at one point, I gave like pretty A material. The audience was like, yeah, that was all right. We like you. And then you came out with your dark stuff, man. You had that Kardashian joke and like you just set the room on fire. It was so fun to see.
That was fun. I thought of that joke there. Like while we
Yeah.
were there. I remember and I was fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care.
That's
What does it
awesome.
matter?
That's how you
so
know
that was
you're
like
in
one of
the
the nights
zone.
that it just worked, and that's like the best feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But then also like beating your friends is also pretty
That's
good feeling.
must feel great.
But
Yeah,
the part,
absolutely.
at the beginning of the show, this is why I don't treat comedy audiences with respect. Because like the host of these shows never does well.
No, and they're always
Yeah,
a
it's
really
tough.
good comic.
I don't understand like these audiences. Why do they have to? Can't they warm themselves up? Like, are they all fucking domestically abusing each other right up until the fucking show starts? I'm like, "Meh. Well, I'm just in a bad mood now.
Yeah, it is weird because like when I'm going to like a comedy, I'm ready. Like I have a good time every
Right,
yeah,
time.
right.
I've been to countless comedy shows as a fan or just to spectate, and I have a good time from the get go. Like I've never, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
Like you can
Yeah.
tell, like when someone's doing like bad and it's
Yeah,
legitimate.
Right.
It's a different story than when you're getting like good material and good timing from a good comic, and it's still
and the
you're
crowd's
like,
just
"Yeah,
not connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like
my
the
pussy's tight." Yeah.
yeah.
that is the classic noise of a shitty crowd. Meh, meh,
Show
you
up
know?
10 minutes early so you're not distracted by having to order a drink or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, have your fucking drink in front of you when the host comes out.
Yeah, you
And
need a
stop-
drink at least in you at a half a drink or a full drink in you prior to the host coming out. I think that's a big part about the problem with comedy. I think the people order that drink intending to start when the show starts. And then that first comic has to deal with, or the host has to deal with, a completely sober crowd that's like, boy, I can't wait to get a few of these in me so I can laugh. And it's like, start drinking early. Just be more of an alcoholic
See?
and show up early and have two. And then go in and laugh.
That's why I only treat these people with absolute disdain because they're stupid and they need to be told that. Show up to a comedy show, you fucking are ready to laugh.
Do you guys all think that if people went out to live stuff and just didn't have to have an opinion on it, the world would be a better place? Remember when you just go out to a live thing, you'd see something and be like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
and then move on with your fucking life?
100%.
I think opinion should be punishable by law at this point. Everyone has too much stake in their own. None of them matter.
Right.
I wish they had more self-awareness of that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem too with like, especially with this like clip culture and stuff. I think everyone has always done this to some degree, but especially now, they hold everything that they're going to see live up against some shit that they recently saw online. So now, I'm sure we've all seen this where it's like you get up in front of some crowds and it's like I was in front of one this weekend where it's like, it doesn't matter what material I'm doing, my best, my middle stuff, it doesn't matter. You want Matt Rife. You want to be crowd worked. You just want to be asked what you do for a living and have some easy kind of like, well, I'll talk slower.
That's
like,
an annoying
they
cultivation.
get hate.
That I
I
feel like
agree.
it's happened like the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, I have a bunch of like Crowdwork bits that are like I'll ask some questions and they might be like one word answers is what I'm looking for, and then you're getting people who are
Exactly.
trying to like
Be part of the show.
steal the show.
You
Especially if they know
you
you're
are a
recording.
fucking.
Like, God damn it!
Yeah. You are a springboard into the next thing
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
say.
Right.
Know your fucking role.
I'm here to hurt your feelings, and that's it.
Well, they love because the crowd, like, because comics are putting out crowd. Because if you just put your own material out there, you burn through that really fucking quick.
Yeah,
So,
although
like,
I
that's why
don't-
we do the new shit. So we're playing into it too.
Yeah, although I don't do
That's
it.
different.
I'm
though,
not
at
worried
least.
about burning my material. I just don't upload things because I never film in
Yeah.
a way that I think is like the footage is good. I don't really care too much about burning things because I don't think that, well, I know I don't have enough fans to burn things. Like I feel like when people are worried about, I think people are a little
Yeah.
too paranoid about burning material because it's like, burning for who? Like, I can't imagine somebody coming to see me and being like, wait a second, I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah,
This
I don't get that.
sucks.
I agree with
Like,
you. I
who
think that's
would-
just stupid.
At our level, who really cares about that? I mean, maybe, yeah, right. If you're going to spend $70 to see Bill Burr or something, and he does the same shit on his special, yeah, I'd be annoyed too. But like at our level, it's like I don't have the kind of fan base, nor do I think most comedians do that are working today.
Oh, I wasn't talking about for online and your live shit. I'm talking about strictly online. Like if you want to constantly have post stuff on your
you're
page,
gonna run out of material pretty quickly.
Like on stage, do whatever the fuck you want. That's where the real shit happens anyway.
Right? Yeah.
But,
I thought when you say burn,
instead,
I was
it'd be way cooler if it just like forced you to write more new material.
Okay, well now you're diving into the not being lazy pool, and you're barking up the wrong tree.
We're the weekday comics. Yeah, that's a weekend comic thing to work hard. No, I wonder, I would probably, if I was churning through content, like if I had a lot of followers, I probably would record a lot of jokes that aren't done. You know, like I can think of like a whole notebook page of premises that I'm like, yeah, none of these are actual jokes yet. I could probably talk about them and get some laughs, but they're not even close to being jokes. I might probably start doing them if I had to feed the beast, you know? And I guess that's kind of the downside of getting that. Like when you do get like our friend Rob or other people, it's like you get that many followers, you do have this sudden pressure to feed that content machine, you know? Like I can just decide to not post for 2 weeks on my Instagram page. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, the only people that might be mad is producers if I'm not promoting their show, but like Rob will lose followers every day he's not posting, or like other people who have more followers will lose even more followers every day that they're not posting. So it's like, I don't know, a double-edged sword of having that, like you'll get books, you'll sell tickets, but that's now your job. You have to wake up every day and be like, time to film a TikTok, you know?
Yeah.
And that sucks, I think.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah. 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 I know I'm not going to get any pushback.
I mean, I like what like you started doing at Bar 13 back in the day, like finding news clippings, news titles.
We just moved it to this.
Yeah, I know. And it's great. It's probably better too, because there'd be so many times where it's a great fucking joke. And if you didn't have a good crowd, it would really it would bother me. So I could only imagine.
A good clip. That's why I didn't want to rely on a crowd anymore for that shit.
But like,
especially to
like you talk about being lazy. That's not late. Like you're right. It's a joke. You're writing a joke. A lot of it's like set up punch, and setup happens to just be an article that people might be familiar with.
It's actually the opposite of lazy in a way, because
all right, well, relax.
Good, I'm just saying if I write because there's nothing, and you write like a really good fucking joke, and you're like, I can only use this for like 6 more days.
Yeah. Before it's irrelevant or whatever.
I want to write some permanent.
Have you gotten any permanent jokes out of? I'm sure you have. I'm sure there's got to be some stuff that's like there's
stuff that
cyclical. Like I'm waiting for like another Palestine-Israel tip.
Yeah.
Because I have,
as a stupid species, we're going to keep making the same mistakes, so I can always just slightly repackage stuff.
Right. Yeah. Any really, really intent listeners will see that I've actually done like the same joke 3 times in the past year. Like when it comes to Disney stuff, it's not the same joke, but it is exactly the same format.
Yeah.
I'm telling essentially, if you were to put all the 3 or whatever jokes together, you'd be like, wait a second, you just changed some of the words of that joke.
It's a slightly, you just change the design of the bridge a little bit.
Yes.
Like I see a story, I'm like, okay, this guy's in the news. He's got a dead kid. I obviously want to make the joke be about his dead kid, and then I just got to whittle the bridge.
Right. Yeah.
Connect them. Yeah.
I feel like that is a thing. If you ever have a podcast, if you're interviewing comedians, asking them about their process and paying attention to the metaphors that they use is always the most interesting thing. You're building a bridge.
I whittled it. So obviously I don't know anything about architecture or joke writing.
You're a real fucking engineer over there.
The bridge whittler. That could be there's a title for you.
Speaking of news and making connections, we got to do the news. People.
Oh, it's news time.
It's news time.
Play that. Shit, you're talking news. Shit, you're talking news. Talking news. We're here to shoot the shit and talk the news. Manifesto. Okay. We're
Perfect
back.
time to look down, Dave.
That
wonderful, good stuff, buddy.
Hey, but your nose is clear.
There was more snot in my lap.
Yeah. I figured.
Okay, this is the news for our first-time listeners, those that are abandoning Cult of Us and joining us. I will explain this segment. The news we are going to read, Dave and I are going to read 15 jokes about the news that happened this week. We have not consulted with each other. I don't know what kind of fucked up shit he's going to talk about. He doesn't know what shit I'm going to talk about. If we cover the same news story, we have what's known as a joke off.
Joke off.
We're going to change that at some point, that robot voice, but we're going to have a joke off if we cover the same thing. If we do, Jim, you are the judge and you pick the winner.
Yes.
All right, Dave, would you like to go first?
Sure. Ohio woman killed mom with frying pan knife over bad grades. Although if one good thing came out of this, it's that we now have a better understanding about her failing grade in home economics. You said you wanted to score the jokes, which we give the guest the option.
Yeah, would you like to
doing.
score? Would you like to score these jokes as you hear them?
You want a 1 out of 10 system?
That
It's
sounds
your
good.
it's
Yeah,
your
but
call.
whatever
This
you
is
want
your
to
ship.
Yeah, whatever you want to score.
5.
Okay.
I think that was middle of
I
the
think
road.
that's fair.
I've seen your capabilities.
All right. Yeah, I
Hold
like
on.
to
Holding you
dip
to
the
an
toe and
esteem.
All right, here we go.
post 3 a week, and I write 15, so they're going to be mostly shitty.
Yeah, they usually hover 5 to 6. I'm happy with. But
Yeah.
let's see. Hopefully, I'll get some in the top range. Senator Dianne Feinstein dead at 90. In lieu of flowers, the family asked that you let Feinstein's rotting body continue to vote in the Senate like it has all year.
6.
Thank you.
All right. New supercontinent could wipe out humans, studies suggest. But hopefully by calling it a supercontinent, we can appeal to Asia's sense of flattery.
3. I hate geography.
House Republicans are reportedly plotting to oust Matt Gaetz. Though critics say the move is likely to fail, as the only way to get Matt Gaetz out of the House is if a 17-year-old texts him, "You up."
Nice.
See, because he has sex with underage women.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Dave is one of those underage women that he keeps messaging.
There's a reason I'm on the couch.
That explains the drippage.
Here's one I meant to replace at the last minute and didn't. Video shows moment employee opened fire on drive-through customers and family. The family said it was a very traumatic experience, but they'll never forget to pay at the first window again.
That headline omitted the best part, that it happened not unexpectedly at a Popeyes.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah,
that would require reading.
I almost wrote a joke on the same story, but it identified it as a Popeyes.
But it was really a McDonald's.
Was it a McDonald's?
No,
it
it identified as a Popeyes.
Oh, I got it. I
Okay,
see. I
come
understand.
on,
It was,
man.
yeah, I see.
Yeah.
All right. President Joe Biden joined the picket line to encourage striking union auto workers, though they were far less encouraged when after 3 hours, Biden said, "Man, this line for soup will not move." He doesn't know where he is.
I think I got it.
All right, you seem to like the political stuff, so here's more of that. Chris Christie rips Trump for not showing up to debate, suggests new nickname of Donald Duck. Republicans are torn over whether to hate that their guy was being insulted or just be happy that the live-action version of a Disney character is finally a white guy again.
That's good. And it's even better because this is a joke off.
Oh,
shit, I gotta get to it.
Joke off.
This is actually where I had this joke scheduled to be told in my lineup too, which is even crazier. I don't have to disrupt my numbering system here.
Nice.
Chris Christie calls try that again. Chris Christie calls Trump Donald Duck for skipping debates. Also referring to Trump's campaign promise to govern his entire second term naked from the waist down.
Sweet.
That'd be nice.
You
This
get to
one's
be the
tough.
judge.
That one's tough.
Yeah.
He hates both of them.
That's okay. I do too.
I'm gonna go with Dave's.
That's fine. Dave, you will pull ahead by
Luke,
one.
Also,
now.
Chris, do better. That was
'Cause he's-
so lame.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. That was
Because we
such a
didn't make fun
bad.
of him for being fat, I thought you meant.
Well, right. I do agree though. Chris Christie was supposed to be the dude who was going to like go toe to toe
Dude,
with Trump on
I
like,
read
the
that. I was like,
insult.
come on.
And it's like, nah. You could get someone that could go toe to toe with Trump, but it's not fucking Chris Christie. All right.
He looks like Ursula.
All right, here's one you'll like. Ohio football coach says he was forced out after Nazi game call. And rightfully so, as college athletes haven't been this scared of being told to hit the showers since Jerry Sandusky.
I didn't hear about this. I'm a big sports guy. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about
I don't know what the
either.
Nazi. I didn't read the article.
we
So
don't
I don't know
read-
what
we
the
don't
Nazi
read-
call is. If it, wait, yeah.
Oh, I think he had a formation that was a swastika. I'm almost positive.
That doesn't sound like it would work.
No, I don't agree.
Night of broken glass. On two.
Oh, God. All right. Democratic Representative Jamal Bowman accused of pulling House fire alarm during budget vote chaos. The GOP says this was no accident, since at the same time Bernie Sanders was upper decking the congressional toilets and AOC was on the intercom shouting "Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey."
Nice.
Thank you.
It's another one I'd like to see groped in a theater.
Bernie Sanders?
Obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Director says Obama's script notes for disaster film scared the F out of me. The notes themselves were kind of useful. The problem was that he dropped them off via drone.
Attorney General Merrick Garland confirms Biden has made no attempts to contact him regarding Trump investigations. Though Garland admitted the president calls every day to tell him when a movie comes on TV where Halle Berry has her titties out.
Nice.
Thanks. Again, more for the image.
What's that Billy Bob Thornton movie?
Sling Blade.
There. No, the one with Halle Berry's tits out.
Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball. There we go.
Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
12 Years a Slave.
Inappropriate.
You ruined my apology to the burlesque girls, Neil.
All right. Me. Intense rain could flood New York City subways and roads overnight into Friday. Turns out the flooding was so severe that it eventually shifted to a higher percentage of rainwater than homeless person urine.
Nice.
Yeah. Topical.
Yeah. I mean, all of these are. They're
yeah,
news.
but this one is extremely topical. Disney sued over severe injuries allegedly caused by Wedgie from water slide. But those are the risks you run when you ride Mr. Toad's bloody butthole.
All right, I'm glad I cut mine out. Where were we? Man who prosecutors say ordered the death of Tupac indicted in his murder. This news is a massive release to fans of the rapper because they know now that it's only a matter of time before Tupac releases a diss track on the guy.
Well, apparently this guy, I actually read about this trying to write a joke and I couldn't. This guy's been bragging about killing Tupac for like 15 years. So he confessed like 15 years ago.
Good
anyway.
victory lap.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
He got his day in the sun for killing Tupac. Now you got to go to jail. All right. Mattel releases a Stevie Nicks Barbie who will have a library of hit songs that can be unlocked album by album every time she fucks a married Ken doll without her husband knowing.
All right.
You know.
Yeah, I dig it.
You know.
All right. Let's keep it in the classic rock spectrum.
Ooh.
Bruce Springsteen postpones tour to recover from peptic ulcer disease. It took a while for this disease to be diagnosed because his bandmates just assumed that every uncomfortable was just him working on a new song.
I won't take the blasphemy.
I fucking hate
I
him.
won't. I saw the last concert. That was
Last ever.
That's awesome.
Because he's dead now.
Yeah, bought my mom tickets, surprised her. She's a
That's
big Bruce
awesome.
fan.
That's a good sign because
It was good. It was a great concert.
That is a good sign because I went to do that
Yeah.
for my mom and I looked at the ticket prices and I was like, Mom, we're gonna go to a buffet or something.
Golden Corral.
Yeah, exactly.
I blame him for the existence of Pearl Jam.
You never forgave him for that.
Yeah. Everyone that ends every fucking lyric. Yeah.
Real.
I mean, I like Metallica, but other than that, keep your you fucking learn to sing. Learn to emote with the actual words you have. Don't just fucking add on
Add
a fucking
grunts.
emotion afterward.
Okay, I like this. I'm gonna put a pin in that. That's a good. We can talk about that sometime. That's an interesting topic. Pentagon official charged with participating in dogfighting ring. Authorities grew suspicious when they noticed a dramatic increase in pit bulls blown apart by intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Always a fun image for
Yeah,
me.
right. Why
Not a
not?
pet guy. All right. New York woman, 28, sentenced to 8.5 years in prison in fatal shoving of 87-year-old singing coach. The only solace she gets, though, is that after the incident, it was the coach that was flat for a change.
um, Pope Francis suggests for the first time that some people in same-sex unions could be blessed. Though he quickly went on to add, I mean blessed in like the way black women say it, where they're being real judgy about it.
All right. France vows action as bedbugs sweep Paris. According to the EPA, the best way to combat bedbugs is to regularly wash your bed sheets, so whatever course of action France takes, it'll be referred to as Plan B.
Yeah, good. I looked
Yeah,
at that
dude.
one for so
Fuck
long and I
France.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to go with the
Hygienic
same angle.
motherfuckers, yeah.
The French are dirty and disgusting. Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
I couldn't whittle the
Right,
bridge on that.
Germany? Anyway. To our adoring fan base.
Yeah, we have, unsurprising perhaps to you, we've got a very large German fan base.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Go Ohio State football.
All right. Comedian Dane Cook, 51, marries Kelsey Taylor, 24, in Hawaii.
Nice.
Dane said the age gap is nice, as his wife was not alive to see any of his comedy specials or the documentary Torgasm.
It's true.
Yeah, just hi, Dane.
That would make him more attractive to me if I
If I had never saw
those-
Torgasm, yeah, I agree.
Ultra Right CEO reveals record-breaking sales on limited edition beer can featuring Trump's mugshot. It was a huge hit for all the people who've boycotted Bud Light, but still wanted something that tastes like the piss of a Russian hooker.
That's good.
Thank you.
Hitler's birth house will become a just one hand in the air.
That's good.
Thanks.
And we got a joke off.
Oh, here we go.
Joke off.
Work starts on turning Adolf Hitler's birthplace in Austria into a police station. They wanted to put the building to They wanted to put the building to good use, all the while historically preserving its ability to send men with tiny mustaches, bad haircuts, and superiority complexes out into the world.
I like it. That's good. Over to you,
damn.
Joe.
Oh,
There we go.
man,
And we are
tie game.
tied up. We would not make it easy on anyone. We have been tied, or at least within one or two of each other, for about 9 months. So we generally keep this close. All right. An Oceanside, Florida highway may be named after the late Jimmy Buffett. And if you get into a high-speed crash on that highway, you too can become a cheeseburger in paradise.
Like it.
Thanks.
All right. Adults shouting at children can be as harmful as sexual or physical abuse, study finds. Another note on this study, the doctor that tested the variables for this has been stabbed in prison.
Yeah, I don't believe that one.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
I
no.
just want to know who ran the test.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wegovy and other weight loss drugs scrutinized over reports of suicidal thoughts after thousands of people lose the weight and realize they weren't getting laid because of their personalities.
All right, my last one. Simone Biles nails difficult move usually performed by male gymnast. The move requires an excessive amount of upper body strength to pull off, but she overcame and was able to successfully fight off the advances of the team physician.
All right. My
Probably
Dr. Nasser to you.
probably not posting that one.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Is that guy still alive? He's in
He got
jail.
stabbed
Nasser?
in prison, but I don't
Did he
know
get
if
stabbed in
died.
prison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think he died. I'm pretty sure he died from that. And
Did
good.
he?
Yeah, I think he did.
Nah, he's got.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up.
Research boy.
All right, my last one. Well, yeah, we'll look this up first. We'll give something to the fans before we go up. I didn't think
Yeah.
you were actually looking it up. Larry Nasser, he was stabbed.
Multiple times.
No, lived.
What?
They would say he was dead.
He looks great.
I mean, for
He's
a guy,
glowing.
yeah. All right, there we go. Dead. Is he dead? That's all we need to know. Where is he now? He's alive.
Yeah, there would
This
be
Definitely alive. They would have
there'd be
popped right
dates.
up.
There'd
Yeah.
be dates.
Yeah.
He was just stabbed in prison. Sorry, everybody.
I'm
What a
sorry, he's still
disappointing
alive.
part.
I know. Hey, we regret to inform
Sorry.
you.
Over
Dr.
to you,
Nasser.
Dan, in the studio.
Back to me. Okay, this one has two. It has the one I wrote, and I'm just going to do the one that I thought of while we were talking. Prominent Israeli activist says spitting on Christians is, quote, an ancient Jewish custom, end quote. But did you know spitting on Jewish people is an ancient burlesque custom? So that's not the joke. That's not the joke. I just
Love
said
it.
that. Yeah. Prominent Israeli activist says spitting on Christians is, quote, an ancient Jewish custom. But isn't it always the way with ancient Jewish customs? You give them a foreskin and they take a mile. And there we go.
I hope that was enjoyable
It
for you
was.
as it
There you
was
go.
for
Good.
me.
Good job, boys.
Thank you so much for being our judge, jury, and executioner.
right.
Most of those deserved the executioner, but yeah, we appreciate that. And that's the show.
Yeah.
We've made it. We've pulled into the home stretch. Jim, I'm sure you got some stuff coming up. Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you online and where they can see you live?
Jim K_comedy on Instagram. Dates, I can't remember them off the top of my head.
Yeah, we
So
never
just
can.
go to that Instagram. They'll be up there. Got some Jersey, PA, New York shows coming up. Maine at the end of the month. Aside from that, actually releasing a podcast with fellow comic Gary Sharp, The
Oh,
Gray Area.
Really? Oh,
First
nice.
episode will be out next week. We've got 3 or 4 episodes
In the
recorded
can?
so far. Yeah.
Hell yeah, the gray area.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
very
not
cool.
everything's black and white.
Oh.
Besides Gary and I, we are black
You
and
true,
white.
yeah.
You two are definitely
Yeah.
black and white.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome because
And his baby's gray.
That's-
No.
there you go.
He loves them whites.
He sure does. Thanks, Gary Sharp.
But,
But very, very
yeah.
funny comic.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great podcast.
I thought he moved. Otherwise, we would have had
He
him.
moved
We would have
back.
asked
Yeah,
him
he
to
moved
be
back
on at some
to
point.
South Jersey like 2 months ago, maybe.
All right, we'll get on that.
Yeah, we'll get him on here as well. But yes, that's awesome. And like me, you don't know what your dates are and day to day. So find you at Jim K Comedy.
I meant to
which we
look
have
that
on-
up too,
Yeah.
and got busy.
That's
not
okay.
doing that.
That's okay. We got you. I see you there at Soul Joel's. You're doing all right. You're telling jokes there.
But yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's
you,
fun.
You got it, Dave. What do you got
Yeah.
going on?
There is something this weekend, but it's private, so fuck off. Let's go buy go get those tickets for Arc Brewery or whatever. Next Thursday, not this upcoming, but next Thursday, because I don't want. They canceled their last show. I wasn't on that one, so I don't care. But I'm on this one. It's me, Brian Fennell, fucking other people, other killers. There, it should be 2 shows with each of us getting double the time. But there's 6 great comics on the show. Buy tickets, go to it. And yeah, that's really all I have to say for now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything for 2 weeks, and I definitely didn't have a minor identity crisis as a comedian over this weekend. But no, I don't have anything going on. I'm taking, I guess, time off.
Yeah,
Not my choice.
A mental health retreat.
Yeah, I meant a mental health retreat that was not my choice. It was the choice of every booker booking shows those weekends. So you can catch me online. I'll probably be doing some silly photoshops because I'll have time. on my
Bookers are stupid. If they don't like you, you're doing something right.
hands. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
except for getting
If
stage
you book
time.
especially
Yeah.
if you book like a brewery show or something.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No. So yeah, I you will not be able to see me this weekend anywhere, and that's exactly how I want it. Neil, what do you have going on?
As I do, let's say I was someone who liked this podcast. I'm not, but if I was someone who liked the Weekday comics, you can also rate and review them on iTunes, YouTube, all over the place. Go subscribe. That helps them out a bunch. They forget to say it every single time, so I'll just make sure to say it.
Thank you, Neil.
It's very important. And then, yeah, you can check my podcast out. We have a live podcast coming up Wednesday this week, so you can come on out to Jester's Castle. We've got Rob Cruz as a great guest. You can come on out to that, and we'll have a stand-up show at Jester's Castle on the 21st, I believe. You can go to DropTent.com for all those dates and details, or IamNeilWood.com. Thank you so much. Try to do that all in one breath. But thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate you. Dave,
Of course,
you're wonderful.
yeah.
Neil,
And,
we appreciate you. We don't want to.
I would never say it.
That's not true.
You guys sure showed it.
I
Right up
won't
top.
say it. You we don't need your fucking ego.
I unlike Dave, am
I'm
magnanimous.
colliding with-
I wish I didn't have to do this. To you. You understand that,
Hey,
right?
You
Yeah,
got fucking
I get it.
roommates.
This is my full. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. No, I love you.
And
No,
uh,
thank you,
yeah,
guys.
check us out next week when we're bringing in yet another guest that makes us look like ugly fucking schlubs.
What hot
We
guest
got
do we have
Albert.
next?
We got
Oh,
Albert Davis next
Jesus
week, who's
fucking
Back to
Christ.
back,
a
boys.
fucking
Could we
a
book
male model as
Yeah.
well as a hilarious comedian.
Yeah, exactly. We got too many hot comics in a row.
So
here.
listen
We need
audio. Listen audio
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah,
fucking
please.
because I got a hotter voice than him. Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
he's-
gonna.
No, my voice is fucking deeper than
We'll
his.
let the
Yeah.
we'll let the listeners / viewers decide next week.
You
We'll
sound
definitely bring it
exactly
up.
how you look. So take that as
That is false. I have heard I have a very sexy
Yeah,
voice.
we'll keep the boogs in next time, and maybe
Well,
you'll
they
have a
don't have
fighting
to say it
chance.
on the audio.
All right, everybody. Thank you for
night.
listening. We'll see you next week. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was a. we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of DropTent Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to droptent.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see DropTent on. We appreciate it. Go to droptent.com now.
This has been a DropTent Media production.